Hi, everybody. Welcome to day 26, Create. So we would love it if you liked our yoga, if you like it. And we would love if you left any comments or remarks. It really helps us to get the yoga out there for others. So grab your stuff and I will see you on the mat. So let's begin. Sit up in your seats. Day 26 of gratitude yoga. Create. Welcome, everybody. And I welcome your creative heart and energy and showing up on the mat. So let's bring our hands in front of our hearts, honoring that creative self within each of us. And we're going to chant one Om. Take a deep inhale. And softening our heads towards our hearts and pausing here for a moment. I'm going to read a beautiful poem. Everyone becomes an artist when you fall in love. Therefore, fall in love with yourself, and life will be your greatest masterpiece. By Jayesh Gabriel Paxton, my son. Beautiful. So let's set an intention for ourselves on the canvas of our hearts. What do you want to create for yourself today? What possibility? If you have this huge, beautiful, clear canvas in front of you, like our yogi Ajit here, what would you want to create on it, on the canvas of your heart? What intention do you want to set for yourself? Positive intention for the day. Hold an image on the canvas of your heart and mind that represents this intention. Beautiful. So let's hold this in our mind's eye as we move through our practice today. Open up our hands and our eyes. So let's begin by stretching our legs out in front and coming into a Dandasana. Shoulders up and back, lengthening through our spine. And let's point the toes and flex the toes. Point the toes, flex the toes. And now do the opposite. Point one, flex one, bringing awareness to our feet that support us all day long. And then do some rotations with the feet at the ankles. Go in one direction, and then go the other direction. Wonderful. So you're going to take the right leg in front of the left. Cross mid-calf. Feet are pulled out. You're not pulling your feet in. You're pulling them out by the knees here. And crossing mid-calf. You can feel this in the hips. It's nice to sit up on a blanket or possibly a block to support the spine and to relieve tension in the knees and in the hips. So let's take our hands to the knees and we're going to take some deep breaths with some sitting cat and cows. So become aware of the inhale, open up the chest. Exhale, breathe deeply out through the nose. Now pull the belly in so you release your breath fully, pulling navel to the chest. Pulling the navel in and chin to the chest. Inhale, deep breath, drawing shoulders back. Exhale, chin in, navel in, rounding the back like a cat. Inhale, coming forward. Exhaling, so you can use your hands on your knees as you pull your spine back and arch. Let's do a couple more rounds in your own rhythm. You can close your eyes. Connecting to the body and the breath. The creative flow of the breath as it comes in and out. Come back to center. Extend the legs out, shake them out. And let's cross the opposite way. Left shin, for me it's the left shin in front of the right, cross mid-calf. Again, try to bring your feet to about your knees. And we're gonna take the hands to our knees and inhale, and let's rotate over to the right. Stretching this whole left side of our body as we rotate to the right. And let's come back. Inhale and exhale over to the other side. And let's come back and to the other side. Inhale and exhale. Moving with the breath. So using your hands to push away the opposite knee as you stretch over to the right side. Inhale, coming back up and stretching long over to the other side. Couple more rounds, moving with the breath, and then the body follows. Using your Ujjayi breath if you like. And let's come back to center. So let's take our feet over to the right side. You can have your hips resting on the blanket here, left hand behind you, lengthen up, right hand to your left knee, pull navel in and twist over to the left. Deep inhale, lengthen. Exhaling, twisting. Now you can walk your hands forward a little bit here. Press your hands into the mat as you twist over to the left side here. So keep the knees heavy on the earth as you twist and press hands into the earth. Wonderful. Coming back. And let's bring the feet over to the opposite side. So your hips are now on the blanket. Take left hand to your knee, right hand behind you, lengthen through the spine, twist from the belly here. It's not a neck twist, it's a twist from the core. So stay mindful of twisting from the core. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting. So now we're gonna walk our hands out to the sides. It's kind of like a downward facing dog hands. Push, claw the earth, push the hands into the floor, and then twist a little more over to the right. You can even walk your hands over to the right a little more for a little deeper twist. Fantastic. And let's walk back. So you're going to take the feet together into our Baddha Konasana. Take hands behind, inhale, lengthen through the spine. Press knees away from each other as they move towards the earth. If you want to lift the hips and bring it a little closer to the heels, you can do that. So the energy from the core moves out through the inside of the thighs, out through the knees. Deep inhale, lengthen up. Exhaling, opening more. Bring the legs together. So let's hug our knees in. Hug the knees with your arms. Inhale, lengthen up. Exhale, round forward. We're going to take a couple of breaths here. Keep hugging your knees like you're giving yourself a big hug, softening the head forward. And we'll come up. So let's take our blanket over to the side. Come on to all fours. Root the hands into the earth a little bit in front of the shoulders. Claw the earth. Knees underneath the hips. You're going to inhale, extend the right arm out and extend the left leg out. From the heart, extend out to the fingertips. From the core, extend out to the toes. Lengthen, gently lift. And release, and we'll do the opposite side. Extend the left arm out, the right leg out. From the heart, extend out through the fingertips. Active toes. And release. We're going to do the other side again. Extend the right hand out, left leg out. Bend the back leg. So you can stay here or take your right hand and catch the back foot. So this might be your next stage. If you can press the foot into the hand, do that. Lift. And release. And we'll do the other side. So root the right hand into the earth for stability. Extend the left hand out, the right leg out. So you go to the best stage for yourself. It might be here. Bend the back leg. Might be there. Take the back hand and catch the back of your foot. So draw the heel towards the buttocks. So this might be the best stage for you. If you can press the foot into the hand, drawing the left shoulder up and back, and then you can go to this stage. And gaze forward, connecting to your stillness, and release. Stretch your left foot back, curling the toes under as you open up the back of the leg here. And now we'll do the right leg. Stretch it back. Wonderful. So we'll come down to our belly. You're going to bring the hands behind your back, interlace fingers. Draw shoulders up and back. Draw the elbows back here as we inhale and lift the torso. Tops of the feet this time press into the earth. Now draw the tailbone down and in and lift a little more in your core. If you can extend the arms back, then do so. And lift. And release everything down to the mat and extend your arms out to the sides. Deep inhale and a long exhale. So we're going to have both arms extended out, palms on the earth. Let's roll over to the right side, stretching the right shoulder here. Head rests on the earth. So you can stay here or lift the top leg and then bring the foot behind the leg for a little deeper opening in the whole right shoulder. And breathe. Deep inhale, long exhale. So let's come back. And we'll do the other side. Left hand out, roll over. So you can stay here. The head rests on the earth, or you can lift the top leg, bring the toes back and pull the knee back for a little deeper opening here, and breathe. Connecting to the breath, breathing into the tight spaces, exhaling and releasing tension, and we'll come back. So inhale, let's come up, make our knees wide, Toes together, walk the hands out, lift shoulders, lift your chin. And now sit the heels back onto the buttocks, your hands pull back. Now keep pressing the hands into the earth, pushing the earth away from you. As you do that, you'll feel toning in the lower belly, pushing the earth away, lifting chin, and now dropping the forehead to the earth for a wonderful stretch in the whole back body and in the hips. And breathe. Inhale, and let's come up. So we're going to come to a downward facing dog. And like, yes, if you were in yesterday's class, I talked about how if we bring our hands in front of our shoulders, grip the mat, it will help to protect the wrists and to take any type of pain away from the wrist. So when I say grip, claw the earth. And then you move the knees a little back past the hips for a longer stance. Now also help take pressure off the wrists and create a longer downward facing dog. So inhale, let's rise up on the toes. So let's bend the knees, gaze forward in between your hands, lift the chin. Now claw the earth and press your hands into the earth as you shift the hips back more, bringing the head in between your arms. Inhale, expand into the back body. Exhale, lengthening through the spine and begin to lower the heels. Now, since we're taking a longer stance, many of you who might have your heels to the earth, now you won't, because we're taking a longer stance and focusing on the spine and also the back of the legs and protecting our wrists. So let's pedal our feet right and left, walking the dog, opening up, exaggerate the movement in your hips here. So let's drop the left heel and inhale the right leg up and bend the knee. Our dog peeing on a tree posture, or boy dog. Knee up to the sky, dropping the left heel towards the earth some more. Wonderful. Drop the right foot, and now we'll do the left foot. Knee up to the sky, bending the knee. Try to keep your shoulders as level as possible. Now press the hands into the earth to create integrity and strengthen your upper body. Beautiful. Now let's bring the left knee forward in between our hands for pigeon. So we'll take our right hand behind, grab the inside of your right thigh. You're going to rotate the right thigh up so your right hip comes forward. So you'll find that there's more of a squaring of your hips here. And then curl the back toes under to keep the back leg active. So press the knees in towards each other isometrically to engage with our core muscles and our pelvic floor muscles. So it's kind of like two scissors squeezing each other. So you can kind of go back and forth a little bit, hugging the knees towards each other. So let's hug them towards each other. You can stay here or bring your hands behind, interlace the fingers, and draw the shoulder blades onto the back. Gaze forward, maybe lift your head towards the sky. Now we'll release towards the earth. So take your hands, walk them out to the right side. So we'll come into like downward facing dog arms. Claw the earth, press the hands into the earth, lengthening back, pulling the hips back, and breathe. And now walk your hands to center. And then you can fold forward. Maybe you stay on your wrists. Maybe you have a forehead on the block. You can bring your forehead to your fists. Or maybe you come down to the earth. We're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. You can rock back and forth a little if you like. Bringing your awareness inside.
with the inhale. Isometrically drawing the knees towards each other like the scissors. And then exhaling, softening them and releasing a little deeper. Drawing the breath deep into the pelvis area, the hips and the legs. Exhaling, softening, releasing tension, blowing it out. Couple more breaths here.
So let's use our hands and push up. I'm going to grab the back leg and let's bring it around. Cross the right foot over the left knee. Use your hands to bring your sit bones onto the earth so you're kind of even. Going to take the right hand behind. So walk it back behind us a little bit, not right up at the hips. Walk it back, create some length in your torso. Use your left hand. We're not going to use the elbow right now. We want to use the left hand to really focus on the core. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting. Inhale, lengthen, exhale, twist. Now, once you have the length in your spine, now you can walk your hand a little more forward if you like, if you can keep the spine long, and then maybe take your elbow to your knee for a little deeper twist. And we'll release. So let's bring the legs in front. Walk the hands behind, fingertips pointing towards you, or if you need to have the hands out because of your wrists, you can have them pointed out. Inhale, shoulders up and back. Lift the hips, point the toes. Extend the head back if that's okay for your neck. Wonderful. Bring the feet in, and let's come to all fours. Push up to a downward facing dog. Press hands into the earth, lift the chin, lengthen through the spine as the tops of the thighs pull back, and release the head in between the arms. Keep the legs nice and strong. Inhale the right leg up, and we're going to bring the knee in between the hands. For pigeon prep on the opposite side. So curl the toes under the back leg and lift the back knee just so you create awareness in this back leg. Taking the left hand, take it inside of the thigh. You're going to rotate the inside of the thigh up. And as you do that, you should feel this left hip come more forward. Pressing knees into the earth like the scissors, pulling towards each other. Inhale, hug them together, strengthening our core muscles here. Take the hands behind and interlace them. So this might be it for you. If you can extend the arms out, do so. Gazing upwards, maybe you bring your head back. And we'll release. So keep the toes curled under behind the back leg to keep that leg active. Walk your hands over to the left. You're going to use your downward facing arms here. Now press the hands into the earth. Make the arms nice and straight and strong. So as we push away from the earth, you'll feel you're rooting in your hips and you're moving a little deeper into the posture here. Let's take another deep inhale and exhale, pushing back. Now let's walk the hands to the middle. And whatever is the best stage for you, you can be up, maybe your head on a block, maybe you come to the floor. And we're going to stay here for a couple of breaths. If you like to rock back and forth, if that feels good for you, then
You can do that. Connecting to the breath, to that creative flow of energy within you. We'll stay here, softening, opening up in the hips, opening up in the back body, inhaling deep into the back body and exhaling, softening in the shoulders, softening in the head and in the jaw. The next inhale, begin to press your hands into the earth and rise up. You're going to reach behind and take the back leg, and let's bring it around for a seated twist. Left foot comes in front of the right knee here. So let's lift up and get our sit bones on the earth. You're going to take the left hand. Again, we're going to pull it away from us here. So we want to create some length in our spine. If you come up close like this, some of us are kind of arched forward. So let's create some length in the spine. Take your hand to your knee. We'll pull the belly in, lengthen up, inhale, and twist, gazing over towards the left. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale, twisting. So if you want to try to move into a little deeper twist, you can walk your hand in a little more. Try to keep the length in the spine. And then maybe you take your elbow to your knee here for a little deeper twist and lengthen up for a little deeper twist here. And release. Bring the legs back. Let's come onto our belly. Extend the arms out in front. And we're going to come into a Shalabhasana version with the hands extended out in front. If you can clasp them together, then do that. Otherwise, have the hands free moving out or bring them together. Hug arms to ears. Press pelvis into the earth and lift the feet. From the heart, extend out through the fingers, and from the core of the pelvis out through the legs. Lengthen and then gently lift and release everything to the mat. Take your chin to one side and take a couple of breaths. Deep inhale, long exhale. And let's bring hands to our side body. And we're going to bring the legs in. And I'm going to take the left hand to the left foot. Roll the left shoulder up and back. And then we're going to take the right hand to the right foot. Roll the right shoulder up and back. And the heels come to our buttocks. So this might be the best place for you, or maybe you're just grabbing one foot at a time. So with the next breath, press the feet into the hands and draw the shoulders back. And the next stage, if this is okay for you in your lower back, keep the knees hip-width apart and then press the feet up to the sky. A little deeper opening here. Now draw the heels towards the buttocks. We're going to do something that's very fun and creative and roll over to the right side. Let the head rest on the earth. It might take a couple of rolls here. And we'll come back to the belly. So the key is to keep the heels pulling towards your buttocks, and then it helps you to roll to the other side. And then maybe you could press your feet into your hands for a little back bend here. And roll over. It's really fun when we do this in class, in the studio. And let go, push back. Let's come to a child pose. Knees wide, toes together, forehead to the earth. If you want to grab your heels behind you, you can do that. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Deep inhale, long exhale, softening. Okay, so we're going to come onto our backs. Knees bent. Heels. Let's bring the heels to our buttocks as close as we can. We're going to do a reverse back bend now. I'm going to press elbows into the earth, lift the heart, press feet into the earth, and lift the hips. Now you don't want your knees to fall out. Pull the knees in, hip width apart. Draw tailbone down and in. Hug. Pull the abdominal muscles in and up. Now you're going to press elbows into the earth and inhale, expand in the heart. If you feel any pain in the lower back, relax the buttocks muscles. Press elbows into the earth and open up in the heart again. And release. Let the knees come into each other. Right hand on the heart, left hand on the belly. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Connecting our heart and our Tantien, or our intuitive gut. For creative flow. So let's bring our knees, keep them hip width apart, let knees fall over to the right side. Take your right heel on top of the left knee. Extend arms overhead and take the left hand to your right wrist and stretch your hand over to the left as your right heel presses on the left knee. Deep inhale, long exhale, stretching and releasing. And we'll do the other side. So let the feet are hip width apart, knees fall over to the left. Take your left heel and place it on top of the right thigh here. Right hand to your left wrist. Inhale, lengthen up and stretch the whole left side. As your heel presses on the thigh, gently pulling your wrist over to the right. Inhale, lengthening. We'll stay here for a couple more breaths. This is one of my favorite stretches lately. This is wonderful to get the whole left side. Deep inhale, long exhale. Bring everything back to center. We're gonna hug the knees in, keep the knees wide, little massage on the back. And let's come into our happy baby pose to neutralize hips and spine after our back bend work. So back bends are energetically opening for the heart area. The transformational postures. So we release the feet and we'll come into our Shavasana. The feet fall open to the side, hands are heavy, palms are open, shoulders roll back, heart is open, and receiving the fruits of your efforts, allowing all of your efforts to melt into the earth. Bringing your awareness to the breath, to the creative flow of energy coming in and out, infusing every cell in your body with light and love. We'll stay here for another minute. The next inhale, coming back to the surface. Bending the knees, rolling over to one side and making our way up to a seated posture where we'll sit for a couple of minutes of meditation. Keeping the connection with your breath and stillness as you move. Once you're comfortable in your seat, I'm going to pick up your buttocks, move them back so you can move your sit bones back and apart. Create some more length in the spine, a healthy curve in the lower back. Feel rooted with your hip bones on the earth. Hands rest on the thighs or your lap. Lengthening from the sit bones all the way up to the crown of the head. Imagine this golden thread rooted at the base of your spine. And as you inhale, this golden thread lengthens through the center of your being to the crown of your head. And it's like a puppet. Someone's pulling the golden thread with the next inhale up and lengthening you up. Connecting with this creative, beautiful energy within you. With each breath, bringing your awareness to this beautiful golden thread within you. This golden thread is symbolic of the creative energy that flows through us. Bringing your awareness to your inner stillness. To your inner golden creative energy. That creative flow within each of us. Let's open up our hands, open up our hearts. Deep inhale, expanding that creative golden flow out from our hearts, through our hands, into our world. Connecting in Anjali Mudra, bring your hands together, sealing
connecting to that creative flow. We'll take a deep breath in and close with one Om. Inhale. From my golden heart of creativity to yours, namaste. Well, thank you everybody for joining, bringing your creative heart and energy to the practice. I also want to let you all know that we're going to ask for your creative input. We're going to send out an email with a feedback suggestion form. And we would love your input on any suggestions or feedback. It would be a wonderful support for us. So have a wonderful evening or day. See you next time on the mat.